Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing a very basic concept that will help you skyrocket your productivity. What is the difference between a stopwatch and a timer? First of all, we have to understand why either one is needed. They're needed because whenever we're trying to be productive, what we're doing is a series of behaviors. And these series of behaviors, they're very ambiguous. The mind does not like when things are fuzzy. And if things are fuzzy, then the mind is going to procrastinate. Let's say you're supposed to be cleaning a room. You start cleaning a room and then you're like, I should be doing something else. Let me do something else. Because what does clean your room really mean? It doesn't say that I can't play music. It doesn't say that I can't dance while playing music, while cleaning my room. And due to the ambiguity, what begins to happen is that we're wasting a lot of time. The stopwatch and the timer puts numbers to these behaviors. And whenever numbers are involved, suddenly there is this clarity that we reach. Now we understand the task and we understand that we are being measured for the task. Productivity skyrockets. Now here's the difference. The stopwatch counts up while the timer counts down. Let me say that again. The stopwatch counts up while the timer counts down. Now why is this important? In the beginning stages, whenever I'm trying to do some sort of task and I don't know how long it takes, I like to use the stopwatch. And I'm going to use blogging as an example. When I was initially blogging in 2019, I was thinking, well, what exactly is blogging? I mean, how does it work? And I had to pretty much educate myself on this field. So I began to practice, right? I wrote my first ever piece, my second ever piece, and then I thought, let me just run a stopwatch to see how long it takes for me to generate an idea to hit publish. Okay? And time again, I noticed that it would sometimes take me 2 hours and 25 minutes. Other times it would take me 1 hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, 1 hour, 57 minutes. And the stopwatch counting up allows me to gather data. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Now, after I've created roughly 20 to 50 blogs, it could even be less. Once I'm capable of noticing a pattern, and I noticed that pattern was roughly around 1 hour and 50 minutes for me to generate an idea, to creating the rough draft, to editing, to adding the hyperlinks, to eventually hitting publish. That entire workflow took roughly 1 hour, let's say 50 minutes. Once I know that, now I unleash the timer. The timer counts down. This is when I'll set a timer for 1 hour and 50 minutes. And you could play around with variability. I could have even set it for 2 hours. Or if I want to be really on point, I set it for 1 hour and 40 minutes. No time to waste. And when I know that numbers are counting down, suddenly I'm way more alert. I'm not over here trying to check my phone to browse through different tabs. I'm focused and to the point. So if you're trying to be a little bit more productive, first of all, you want to figure out what the heck you're trying to do. If you're just saying, I'm trying to be productive, that's not saying much. You can't run a stopwatch on that. But if you say something like, I want to blog, that's something. If you could get a little bit more specific, that's even better. I want to see how long it takes for me to think of an idea to hitting publish. That's very crystal clear. And now you could run the stopwatch. Do it a couple of times. Write a couple of blogs so you're able to get a pattern. And then, once you have that pattern, you run the timer. Another thing that I've been doing this with recently is meal prepping. For the longest time, I had no clue how long meal prepping took. So I started to run the stopwatch. I started to see how long it takes me to, cut up the steak, oil it, put seasoning on it, do the same with potatoes. And I kept doing it over and over until I saw the pattern was 20 minutes. And nowadays I'll just run a timer for 22 minutes and I just focus, meal prep, and I'm good for 8 days, right? So you could try it for a lot of things. It doesn't only have to be for productivity. It could be for anything that you're like, I don't know if I want to do it. But then you're like, I have to do it. That's when we want to unleash the stopwatch and the timer combo. And since you made it this far, I'll just tell you one last thing. The numbers help us make a blurry task crystal clear. Another thing that numbers do is that it gamifies things. It makes it fun. When I know the timer is counting down 20 minutes, I'm meal prepping like it's a game. Am I going to create a new record? Can I hit 18 minutes? Can I hit 15 minutes? It becomes a game, and now we're pulled into the task rather than being repulsed from the task. So unleash the stopwatch and the timer. The stopwatch counts up and the timer counts down. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.